You.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Sports Lounge on Elegbete TV. We apologize for our inconsistency of late, but with football coming strongly, we're also coming very strongly too. Anyways, today you can see that we're only three on set today, so you know we're coming at you with serious football discussions and analysis. But before we even go further in that and in introducing our two very fine guests today, we would start by saying that as Elegbete TV family, we're saying a big no to rape. It's part of one of the sensitive issues that have been going on across the world and even in Nigeria predominantly. So we're saying a big no to rape. I mean, if you don't understand consent, just visit the Etihad Stadium on June 17 and you will see premium lovemaking. If you don't understand consent by now. So we say a big no to rape, a big, even supporting Ayotunde in US, Black Lives Matter, big no to racism, and I just pray that football will even usher a saner word or a word that we used to know. So anyways, let me introduce our guys in this, as you can see, we're still observing a very big distance in a social distancing. In his fine Ajax jersey is the Elegbete one of sport, Edafe. Edafe, how you doing?
I'm fine. And thanks for how you started up the show. Thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm still home.
It's been a while.
We're not organizing.
Yeah, we are.
We're not Malians. We're still law-abiding citizens. We're not going to take laws into our hands. We're not going to disrespect the laws of the land. And it is also, I don't think any governor or any president is doing this to hurt anybody. It is something that they're doing to protect us and also to keep us safe and keep the nation safe the best way we can. People who choose to break the law, we will not fall on that side. We would, as a company, as a group, and as individuals, we will stay on the side of the law.
That's lovely to hear. Also on the show today is the statistician himself, is Precious Obosue. Precious, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, but
Anyway, so just before we get into the topics, which we have some very, very interesting topics. If you're a Chelsea fan, I suggest you stick on to the end of the show because there's a very interesting topic coming out.
But just say you're talking to
Precious. I'm not talking to Precious. I'm not talking to Precious. He's the one that's going to deliver the hot takes on it. So, anyways, apart from the Chelsea topic, we would also be reviewing what's going on this past weekend in the footballing world. Like I said earlier, it's going to be football today. So basically, in the Bundesliga, Bayern.
Ayotunde might join us along the line.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Anyways, as I was saying, in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich are now just one win away from winning yet again another title. Why are you happy about that?
Like you don't know.
I know. I actually know. I want you to remind us. Remind us why you're happy about that.
We'll be in our studio next January now.
We carried it. We carried it.
I've already said that I will wear my Bayern jersey for next week to celebrate the win. I don't care what anybody sees. I'm a Bayern fan.
Anyways, moving on. Dortmund also won a game. Erling Haaland continuing his amazing goal-scoring record. We move on to the Coppa Italia also returned, and we'll be having Juventus versus Napoli in the final. It might be post-COVID, but there are still big records that are being broken, which I feel would shed more light on for us. But basically, Dries Mertens is now the leading goal scorer for Napoli with 122 goals, surpassing Marek Hamšík, who was on 115. And Edafi, let me just bring you in now. It's something we earlier discussed, but I need your in-depth analysis on it. Dries Mertens is not a man who is usually known for his goal scoring, or we don't praise him for his goal scoring. Let me put it like that. So this record he just broke now, is it as a result of his goal scoring abilities, or is it that Napoli just has not had a player who has stayed long enough? Because I mean, the record has been broken how many times in the past, let's say 5 to 6 years. So what's your thoughts on that, basically?
Okay, I think we have to first take it to the fact that Napoli have not had generation of players. Dries Mertens is 33 years and he spent some good time with Napoli. They've not had players that spend that much time with them. I think he came to when Dries Mertens' agent, Soros Leby, at the time confirmed on June 16th. My memory serves me well. I don't know statistics like Precious, but on June 13th, that the player had agreed to sign with Napoli. Was the first player that Rafael Benitez signed. And one of the reasons why that was popular was because we all follow Rafael Benitez, and when he went to Napoli and signed him for 9.5 million, everybody was happy. PSV, he was playing for PSV at the time, was a small boy, and he moved. And when I say small boy, it doesn't really mean I'm demeaning him, but that was what he was at the time. And then he made his debut for Napoli, I think on the 25th of August, 2013. And, the the game was very funny because he came on as a second half substitute for Marek Hamsik, who also is a key player in the team. And they won that game 3-0 over Bologna, I remember. But his first goal for Napoli came on the 30th of October. So that's like about 2 months and 5 days after making his debut, when he netted the winner against Fiorentina away from home in their 2-1 win. And from that moment, you could tell, one, he has a workman-like attitude. And if people, some people come up with the argument that, it's because Napoli don't have legendary players that score loads of goals. That is why he is the way he is. But I don't agree with that. Because the all-time highest goal scorer for Chelsea is a certain Frank Lampard. Would you not say that Chelsea have not had great strikers? Because, Torian De Flo, Gianluca Vialli, Kasaragi, Didier Drogba, even George Weah. You could say George Weah have won the blue jerseys of Chelsea. Didier Drogba of, recent memories, and the host of others that have played for the team. I've been there, but somehow Frank Lampard, the high school scorer, and Frank Lampard also, if he had played 5 more seasons, would have been close to being the all-time high school scorer in the Premiership. So you really wouldn't say, for the position that Frank Lampard has taken in terms of goal scoring I think it's in the top 5 all-time high school scorer of the Premier League. Would we not sit here and say great players, great strikers have not played in the Premier League? That's the reason why Lampard could be in the top 5. No, the thing is, some players are good at doing their job and also adding extras to it. And Dries Mertens is one of them. He provides a link between the midfield and the attack. He knows when to go forward, when to come back, when to hold on to the ball, when to direct play. He's a traffic coordinator, actually. So he's a traffic man. He controls everything very well. And then he brings in his fair share of goals. And between that time and now, in 7 years, he's been able to score over 100 goals. Some people have played as strikers, played over 10 years, didn't get 100 goals. So it's not really about them not getting a long-standing striker, but more of credit to the Belgian, to the 33-year-old Dries Mertens, for the hard work he's put in and stayed consistently, avoided injury as best as he can, and has done well for that.
Thank you very much, Edafe. Before we continue our discussion, I can't go ahead without recognizing his elegance, his honor, I'm running out of superlatives for him. Basically, he's the clutch king. He's Ayotunde Onabolu. How you doing?
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, Bamijan. Hello, guys. It's good to be here.
Look at you looking all dapper in your suit. Why are you
You don't want to know the story. You don't want to know the story behind this. Trust me.
Okay. I'll probably get that story later. We'll be coming to you for.
You're looking really good. Oh. This is here. It took me up to 4 years before marriage changed me. Oh. You're looking like
You know, marriage in abroad weather is different from marriage in.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
The twist there where you don't know what. The twist there where married people are talking. This unmarried man is getting.
No vex. Anyway. No vex. No vex. Anyways, I will be coming to you for the latest of basketball very soon. Let me bring Precious into the conversation. Precious, La Liga resumed on Friday, and Sevilla beats Betis. It was a very mad game. I managed to watch it. Lucas Ocampos was the star of the show.
Preseason.
The talk is the talk of the whole weekend was Lionel Messi. He seemed like football did not leave his body at all. He could have had 6 assists in that game. He's now scored 20 goals in La Liga, making him the first player to score in 20 goals in 12 consecutive seasons.
12 consecutive seasons, man. That is
No,
absolutely. You know what? The thing with Lionel Messi's stats is that it's borderline ridiculous. What I've been used to in the past is that a player should be the top goal scorer. But when you have the same player ranking in as the top goal scorer and with the highest number of assists, it is disrespectful. What the guy churns in every season, I mean, consistently for 12 seasons, is better than what a number of clubs do for a whole season. I mean, he really deserves all the accolades. And to top it all off, I think he tried to roll back the years, got rid of the those looks that made him look yeah, and then he looks more like a little bit like the Lionel Messi of 2005. Yeah, and what I've absolutely fallen in love with Messi for is the fact that he is evolving. This is a player who is evolving before our very eyes. He has evolved from just being a goal scorer per se. You know, I used to belong to this school of thought that Xavi and Iniesta would do the whole work and Messi would just finish off. But then we now see Lionel Messi who does you can't say he's a number 9. You can't say he's just a goal scorer. The guy he dictates play. He has the secondary assist. You know, in stats now, we now have secondary assist.
Yeah.
He has the secondary assist. He has the primary assist. And then he goes on to do the final thing, which is put the ball in the back of the net. And for me, I think he's 3 players rolled into one for Barca. He's a striker. He's an attacking midfielder, and then he's also the dictator of play for the team. It will be hard to find another player. It's easy to find a player who can just tuck the ball in the net, but it'll be hard to find a player who is like 3 different players in one physical body. I mean, this guy is celestial, man.
Well, that's also precious. Let's take a break from football for now. Ayo, even though I'm not going to go straight into basketball.
Before you go to
I like to show people.
Before you go to Ayo, let me say something, please. Let me say something. You know, Taiwo Awoniyi was stretched out from their game earlier today when they were playing against Mainz. And everybody was in a little bit of panic mode because he collapsed and it felt like, you know, the feeling was like as he passed out. Well, as we're doing this show, I'm chatting with him. He's still in the hospital, actually. And he just told me that he's fine. I would have dragged him in, but because he's still in the hospital, he couldn't join the show.
So, yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. That's great to hear.
That's good.
You can go to America now.
Okay. Like I was saying, I like to show everyone your versatility in sports because you are a true sportsman. So before we talk about basketball, Ronaldo didn't have such a good return, and it's funny to say because he has been showing us on Twitter, on his social media pages that he's been working out, but he looked like he was laboring. He was trying too hard in the game against Milan. He missed the penalty. So would you attribute what do you think you'd attribute to that performance?
I mean, to be very honest, a lot can be responsible. You see, let's not deceive ourselves with what we see on social media. How many guys really did their best to stay on top of their game during the lockdown? That's the reality of the whole thing. I'm going to bring in a little bit of basketball. We saw a lot of videos with LeBron James. But these guys are saying, look, at the end of the day, we still need to play some proper games to be able to get back into game shape. I'm not trying to make an excuse for Cristiano Ronaldo because we've seen other guys. Haaland in the Bundesliga came back as if he never went on break.
Yeah.
You know, there are guys, Lionel Messi, for goodness sake. I'm beginning to wonder what kind of human being that guy is.
I mean, if you watch that game, he was so amazing in that game. He was like he never left.
He scored 1 goal and he pretty much assisted every other goal that was scored. Yeah. That's just, ridiculous. But I think Ronaldo's case goes to show us that at the end of the day, these superstars are also very human.
Yeah.
You're going to have one off game. I'm not sure it's going to happen back to back for Ronaldo. The next time Juve gets on the field of play, I'll not be surprised if he gets a hat trick, because now he's going to want to, especially now that Messi, who make no mistake, is one guy that makes Ronaldo play at his very best. These guys watch each other and make sure if this guy does this, I'm going to try to match what he did at the very least. With Messi's performance now, I'll be surprised if next time Ronaldo comes out firing on all cylinders.
That's brilliant to say. Thank you, Ayo. Well, I'm still sticking with you on. We know basketball is coming back in July officially, if I'm correct. But
Right.
what's the latest? What's going on in basketball in world?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, July 31st is the date set for the restart of the NBA. It will not be business as usual. So what's going to happen is there will be 22 teams, 16 teams who currently have, that's 8 teams from each conference who currently have occupied the first 8 seeds there. And then there will be the 6 best teams of the teams that are not currently occupying playoff positions. So there'll be 22 teams involved, and each team will be playing 8 regular season games. And the essence of playing 8 regular season games will be to put them to be able to determine the overall seedings. There will be some in-game tournament, because the most important position right now is the 8th seed, who's going to qualify as the last seed in each conference into the playoffs. So a number of teams will play in-game tournaments, about 4 teams from 3 or 4 teams from each conference will be battling it out to find out who the overall number 8 is going to be to complete the 16 teams. That's 8 from each side. And it's going to be taking place in one venue, ESPN Worldwide of Sports Complex at Disney World in Orlando. Now, Kyrie Irving, we all know that right now America is quote-unquote boiling. Social unrest, the riots in the wake of the murder of George Floyd by police officers in Minneapolis. Now, Kyrie Irving has come out to say, you know what? Can we, as players, refuse to play to show our demand for justice? Okay? Can we refuse to play? And people have come out to answer him. LeBron James has spoken. Austin Rivers has spoken. And these guys are like, look, you earn so much. If you want to support social change, you've earned a lot of money. Make money available. It's not about quitting on playing basketball that you make a statement. There have been protests all over the place. There have been riots all over the place. People have spoken all over all over social media. They've spoken on television. Not playing basketball. The fans whom you are playing for have been clamoring for basketball for 3 months. And now the opportunity to play has come. You cannot be coming out at this time to ask players not to play in order to show support, in order to show, that you're fighting for justice. And Kyrie has come under a lot of scrutiny, because if you remember, he left Cleveland because he was tired of playing second fiddle to LeBron. He moved to Boston. In Boston, he didn't quite gel with his teammates, spent just a little time there, and he's moved away now to New York. And just when we thought with his injury we won't hear anything from him, now he's come out to try to incite players to not play. And I'm just glad that from a fan's point of view, it's not as if the players are really backing him up. The NBA is still going to restart on July 31st. So that's the latest right now, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed. And I probably am the most excited person on the face of the earth right now, because it's been boring without basketball. I'm tired of playing video games, trying to make it feel like it's the same thing. Nah, it's not the same.
And he said he's missing basketball too.
Yes, now.
And the good news is I'm going to be on ESPN tomorrow. ESPN. I'm going to be with Glenn Davis. I'm going to be with Glenn Davis tomorrow. I'm going to be on Glenn Davis' stream tomorrow. And I'm still having that out-of-body experience. That first I interviewed him, and then he said he loved what I did, and he wanted me to be featuring on his show. That's good. I mean, some things are happening very good. What's it called? The fact that we are now moving ever closer to getting our radio running live, from what it is, content and plenty of music, to running live shows on the station. It's making me feel good. I just want to add something on the Ronaldo, Lionel Messi thing. I remember some time ago, I was still in radio when I said that Messi's game would evolve to a point where it will go from scoring to creating, because that's how his his style. That's the beginning of his style. If you go back to the 2005 World Youth Championship, you would see that Messi was not playing in front; he was playing behind. And then you go to the Olympic in Beijing. That's the reason why other players were scoring goals where he was creating. And not until Ronaldo came to Spain, and it was more of your goal versus my goal, that Messi really put a second step to it. And that's pretty much one of the reasons why I respect him a lot. And I'm not one of those guys who always do the compare. I tell fans of Ronaldo that you people should thank Messi for making Ronaldo go multiple notch higher in his game. It would have just ended up as that guy that played for Manchester United. That standard was high enough because that was Thierry Henry's standard. Lionel Messi made him increase. And then fans of Lionel Messi should also be grateful to Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo was the beast that showed up and made Messi look like, you know what, it's not just enough to be the heir apparent to the throne of Maradona in Argentina, but you also have to fight this European beast in his territory. People forget about that. In his territory, he's a European, you are from South America, and the both of them have given us a feast for over 10 years. We've not seen that. It's like what people enjoyed with Dennis Rodman in America. What people have enjoyed with, what's this quarterback that's kept winning the Super Bowl now? This is the only quarterback without six-pack. The guy that won the last two. Oh, God.
His name skipped my head, too.
Yes, he's the only quarterback.
Are you kidding me?
Tom
Brady.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady. This guy, when I saw some people tweeting and saying things on Facebook that, Cristiano Ronaldo has lost it. I was like, because of one penalty, it seems like the world is at a place where everybody's just looking for one mistake and then, Ayatollah Napoli is not good again. Bamiji is not good again. I don't understand. But does Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, do they still need to? I'm just putting this to you guys. Do they still need to prove anything to anybody? Like if they go an entire season without scoring,
prove anything,
do they still need to prove anything?
At all.
Absolutely
I personally don't even need them to perform anytime anymore. I'm okay with what he's doing.
I agree with Edafe when you say that the argument, even though it's never ending, it's just time to appreciate both of them basically, because they're getting to the end of their careers and just appreciate them. So yeah, I do understand what Edafe is saying. Well, thank you.
Can I lend a little voice? What is it with comparing?
Please.
What is it with comparing sportsmen? I'm trying to understand the concept. Just today, in a basketball group I belong to, I saw a question: who is the better player, Shaquille O'Neal or Tim Duncan?
Oh.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, God.
Between these two guys, is nine NBA titles between these two guys. How? What
at that point, you just respect them. No need to try to work one for the other.
Finish.
Precious, you're awfully quiet on this matter, though. Do you believe on the basis of comparison?
Well, I honestly think we've been privileged to enjoy two fantastic footballers, and it's just better to be grateful that we have enjoyed them and we have enjoyed the kind of consistency they have both shared between themselves over the course of the past, maybe since 2007 when Kaká won the award last year. And there's really no need for us to compare the both of them, really. Let's just enjoy them. It's going to be unfortunate because I don't see anybody who is going to replace, who looks close to replacing them when they eventually bow out of the stage.
All right, thank you, Precious. Well, let's get, as we're getting into the final segment, Chelsea fans, I know I told you to wait behind and watch the show to this point because we're going to be talking about the future of your team, the possible future of your team. Well, transfer rumors are still going up and down, and we're hearing Cavani and Thiago Silva will be leaving PSG. We've heard Jadon Sancho might be going to Manchester United. So many rumors, but one that seems to be a little bit confirmed is Timo Werner, who is on his way from Leipzig. We thought it was going to be Liverpool, but I mean, Chelsea seems to have hijacked that deal. And we've seen MSN, we've seen BBC, and maybe Chelsea wants to get their own AIT in there.
Don't go there.
My guy, be careful. I'm sorry. I need Precious to just give us a profile of Timo Werner, the kind of player.
Okay, yeah.
They should just quickly give the PDP.
Okay, yeah. Now the thing is, I'll try and be as fast as possible. Let's look at the commercial angles to this deal. Timo Werner is a German international, and it's more like the star boy of the German national team, more like the poster boy. So he's 24 years of age. He's coming for a decent fee when you compare that with the ridiculous fees that have been bandied around for average player. Remember, a certain club in North London signed a player from Lille for about £72 million. Okay.
we will take the shade.
Now why end up in the way I am dressing now? You know what?
We will take the shade.
Yaya cannot go Pepe.
Okay, yeah, and so if you look at the fact that Werner will be coming for under £55 million, it represents a good deal for a player who, even if he doesn't deliver instantly on the pitch, he still has very good sell-on value because of his age. Okay, and if you look at also the fact that Chelsea will be literally paying for Timo Werner with the money recouped from the sale of Alvaro Morata to Atletico Madrid, it makes it even more impressive. If that
not even Eden Hazard.
What? No. Nah. I don't
that money is still somewhere.
That one is still somewhere in the cooler, man.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So then let's look at the numbers for Timo Werner. Yeah. This season alone, the guy has contributed to 39 goals, approximately 39 goals out of from 40 appearances, 29 goals and 10 assists. Okay. 24 out of those 29 goals have come when he played as a center forward. All right. So he tells you that he's a versatile player. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, and then he can spearhead the attack. However, where this gets more interesting is the fact that as a player, Timo Werner's style of play, even though he's primarily listed as a center forward, means he likes to drift a little bit. You know the way Thierry Henry used to play for Arsenal then? He's a center forward, but he's the guy who likes to drag you a bit out of position and then cut in somewhat from the wings before striking with his stronger foot. That's the way Timo Werner plays. And so he's more inclined to attack you from the left-hand side. Now, if you look at Chelsea statistically this season, they have played per game on the average about 555 passes, short passes, which are the kind of intricate short passes Timo Werner likes. And then 39% of Chelsea's attack has come from the left-hand side of the pitch. The other 35% have come from the right-hand side, and then balance it up with about 25 or 96% coming through the center. It means Chelsea attack predominantly through the left-hand side. And one of the biggest challenges Chelsea has had this season is somebody to finish up the chances they create. They create a plethora of chances, but always have been profligate in front of goal. Werner, if he comes into this Chelsea side, I do not expect him to send Tammy Abraham out of the starting lineup. I expect that they will play together. Okay, so he will most likely be a little bit on the left-hand side of Tammy Abraham, which is where most of Chelsea's attack come from. It means if Chelsea maintain that pattern of play, Timo Werner will have a lot of opportunities to score goals, which is what Chelsea fans will absolutely love. And that is something Timo Werner has been renowned for all through his career. The guy has goals written all over him. My only challenge with him is the fact that he's 5'11", and he's not a very, very aerially strong guy. But put the ball on his right, on his left, he will score goals.
But let me come in there. Does his height really matter? When you consider the fact that, as it is,
I don't think so.
Chelsea have struggled this season because somehow, not like I'm a fan of Eden Hazard that much, but let's give what is Caesar to Caesar, Ote Balu or not. Let's give what is Caesar to Caesar. He's still better than anybody that is there. I think that Hazard also was not the guy who was aerially proficient or efficient, but one way or the other, when the ball is on his feet, you know it was going to work magic. It was going to put people under tremendous strain and stress. especially the Arsenal defense line. Maybe he contributed to why I don't like him. I don't know, but let us slide. So I think that Chelsea, the guys who sign players for Chelsea looked at their team, saw that they are not going to dispense with Frank Lampard yet. The way he plays, the strength of the team from midfield transition into attack was always going to pass through that left side corridor and channel into the center of power in attack. And they also felt like this is the first time somebody's wearing the number 9 jersey in Tammy Abraham and scoring goals. What is the use of signing a player that we immediately come and displace him? So it is better to add the goals of Tammy Abraham and bring in somebody who can still play alongside him and still score, in double figures. It's a win-win situation for Chelsea because Tammy Abraham scored the goals that you don't expect anybody to score. That's one of the things I respect about him. He scored the goals that you don't expect him to anybody to score. He's not predictable. He's not that kind of guy that says, okay, his goals are route one, just one way he scores, like Emilio Eschi, Jimmy Fadasobag, and the rest of them. But he's the kind of guy that can, in a very tight place, squeeze the ball in. He can get juice out of the worst lemon. He can create.
He did that against Arsenal at the Emirates.
Why remind me?
I'm just reminding you. I'm just saying.
Nice reminder.
Yeah, okay, I'm done. I don't want to talk again.
Bro, you don't vex.
What's that?
Anyway.
But I'm still at a loss why Liverpool didn't sign him. Because after this season, Sadio Mane will not deliver 50% of this performance. He will not. And I'm not wishing him bad. But come on, he's an African player. He will not deliver this. So I don't get it. Roberto Firmino does not score a lot of goals. Mo Salah is already depreciating. Sadio Mane would depreciate even too many games. Now add this preseason, double preseason. They will play the rest of the season as a preseason, win the title, celebrate. Then they will get jaded because they will not have anywhere to go again. And then you do not bring in fresh blood. That's what happened to the German national team when they went from winners to group stage exit. Spain also from winners to group stage exit. I think some people have not learned. But then Liverpool's loss is obviously Chelsea's gain.
Chelsea's gain.
Well, it's important to know that it's not a sealed deal yet, so anything can still happen in that situation. And after I was going to ask you the question, but I'll end it with Ayo as well.
Because we know how they did sign. They thought they signed Ireland, and now he's playing for Dortmund. So understand?
Wow! Like, nice. Anyways, and I was going to ask you the question, but since you've already dropped your sense and you don't see half Manu, I'm not going to come to you. I'm going to go to Ayo. Ayo, what's the prospect for Chelsea fans? Quickly, because we'll soon end. Those 3 players, Akin Ziyech, Timo Warner, Christian Pulisic, as a top 3. It looks a little bit decent. What do you think?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Ziyech is a very exciting player. Did his business in Ajax. I think playing behind the striker, playing in any of those 3 positions behind the striker, it brings a lot of fluidity, which is the same thing, as Edafe was talking about Timo Werner. I kept, imagining the amount of fluid motion you have in that Chelsea midfield. Timo Werner, I don't expect him to displace Abraham because, like Edafe rightly said, Abraham is scoring some goals. He's not the guy that will score 30 goals or 25 goals in a season, but when it matters, it will. I mean, he's got pace, he's got height. Timo Werner has got a whole lot of pace to burn. Ziyech is exciting with his leg. Christian Pulisic is the one I still don't understand what is taking him a lot of time to settle into life in Chelsea after having.
He was settling, but he had an injury that actually put him off.
I know. I mean, there were times he was steadily on the bench. There were times he didn't even make the match day squad. And I'm hoping that when the Premier League resumes, he's able to get into his own game. These guys are young. These guys are quick. And we're looking for goals and creativity. It is abundant in these guys. If all these guys play together, play behind Tammy Abraham, and with the anchor right behind them, I'm talking about guys like Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. I mean, people who have written Chelsea off might need to reconsider. There's Champions League football is well within their sights next season.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much, Ayo. Thank you very much, Precious and Edafe. Wearing Ajax jersey instead of your Arsenal jersey We've never seen you wear Arsenal jersey on the show. We hope one day you wear it and then represent your club very well.
You will wear when they win Champions League.
So you don't want to wear it at all.
You may never wear again.
Next time I wear Munich jersey, I wear my Bagada FC. Come and beat me. I will report it to ICDC if you try it. Come and beat me in my house.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, please join the conversation. You've seen the topics. There's Dries Mertens. Should he be praised more for his goal scoring abilities? You see the talk on Timo Warner and Ayo also giving us updates on the basketballing world. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we really appreciate it. I will be here by the time we're here next week. Of course, we'll be giving you updates on the Premier League as the Premier League is back. And like I said, we're saying a big no to rape. And remember, if you don't understand what consent is, go to the Etihad Stadium on June 17. Manchester City is going to make love to us now with their full consent. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Bye.
Your father!
Big one.